What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Surveyor 405, and I'm just yapping. It's been a minute, and there's no music. There's no music to this one. Normally I'm like, fuck it. I don't care if I got a copyright warning, but I'm not trying to push YouTube right now. Let me fix my camera while I say that. Um, yeah, I'm not trying to push YouTube. I had another thing that said copyright for the Final Four sports program, and the last Yappin episode said copyright. Even though it's like generic stuff for both, like generic music, generic footage, for some reason it still got that copyright. So I don't know. I have to look more into it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm not as knowledgeable as I think I am, but I'm not taking a chance. You're just going to get me with the air conditioner going on in the background because it's hot as shit here in Vegas, and we like to keep it crispy in our place. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. For those that do watch, this isn't like a highly viewed podcast. I think right now my podcasting outside of the King of Queens Conversation podcast is kind of on a little downward slope right now. But it's just part of it, you know? Like I'm not stressed about it, but like I acknowledge it. I pay attention to numbers, and I do all of this for the love of the game. Like 1,000%. Don't ever get it twisted. But I'd like to do this and make a little bit of money, not just for me, but for the people that put their time in to, you know, talk sports for an hour, to talk wrestling for an hour, to talk King of Queens for an hour. Like, I do this for them too. And I think it's like everyone's dream to not work a 9 to 5, no matter what it is. Like, people play video games for a living, people play, you know, they gamble for a living, they start their own business, they do a lot of, you know, different things, and they don't want to work a 9 to 5. And I'm one of those people. I think that's a high percentage. I don't think that's a crazy take, that people would rather be their own boss than anything else. And I think that's why it's easy for things like Herbalife and fucking Avon and all these other people. There we go. All these other people who try to, you know, throw those pyramid schemes onto others. Um, it's easy, you know, it's easy to make people want to ditch their job to do something on the side that could make them money. And, you get one person to do this, you get another person to do that, and then they get another person, and then they get another person, and, just typical pyramid scheme. But now we're at an age, this is 2025. We're not we're not really trying to reinvent the wheel. A lot of the things that, at least in like my generation, Gen X, we're doing the things that we know that has worked for years, because what's old is new. And we're just trying to make some easy money doing something extremely easy, but at the same time, it's extremely hard. Like podcasting, easy. Anyone can do it, but it's hard to actually grow your audience, to actually grind every day and just do all the little things that people don't see on the side. This is the easy part. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie. Um, the yapping thing that I do, I don't ever expect this to grow ever. If I get one view, I feel like I've accomplished more than you know. This is more of my diary. This is more of me trying to like just vent essentially. Um, so there's zero expectations here, but I have high expectations for the Final Four sports program. I have high expectations for the King of Queens Conversation podcast, and I have high expectations for the Gorilla Booking podcast. Um, but let me get things, you know, let me put things out there for you. With the King of Queens podcast, there's not a lot of people doing King of Queens because it's an older show and there's not a lot of people talking about the show like me and my buddy Pittman. And besides The Office, which is to me the greatest comedy of all time, like sitcom, whatever, the greatest, like hands down. King of Queens is like right there in that conversation. They're not like high, you know what I mean? But they're in there for me. Yeah, it's insane repeat value, rewatch value. So I feel like me and Pittman got something there. Now with the Final Four, we're just talking sports, which literally there's millions of sports podcasts out there. So we're not, again, I keep saying reinventing the wheel. We're not reinventing the wheel, me and three other guys talking about sports. So we're in the process of trying to do different things and approach it differently. So there's that. And then we have the Gorilla Booking podcast, which is me and Joe. Again, it's a wrestling podcast. Millions of wrestling podcasts out there, not reinventing the wheel. Um, I just feel like we might have to do something different as well. Have, or have more guests, which I'm working on currently, trying to bring some like wrestlers on and, kind of change it up, talk a little wrestling, like wrestling news, opinions, how we book something, and then have like, a guest on there or just have the guest on the whole time and we just talk wrestling together, which would be great. So I think that's separate. So it's fine tuning things that I know will work, but it's just a matter of like, will this work this week? Will this work continuously week after week? We might have something good this week and then lose it. We're trying to build an audience. That's the main thing. We're trying to get people into the Discord, new people, which that's something I want to talk about here shortly. Um, just trying to get a lot of shit fucking moving for these podcasts. But I'm very patient. For people who don't know, I mean, I think I've mentioned this on a Yapping podcast before. Um, I had old channel, Drunken TV, which now is This is Planet Me or Planet Me. Um, but I lost the login information, so I can't get back into that account. But in that YouTube account, at one point I had over 1,000 subscribers when, you know, it was pretty tough to get during that time. Um, and I had, some pretty decent views, a few thousand views here and there. My biggest video was like 250,000 views. And this was, almost 20 years ago. Excuse me. So, and then I was podcasting before, podcasting was even thought of. People used to look at podcasting like an extension of radio, terrestrial radio, and which I've always loved, like talk radio. I've always been a huge fan of it. So that's why I got into the thing called podcasting back then. And it worked out. I had a lot of shit happen. And I think I've mentioned this on a previous podcast. So, check out the last episode. I think actually the last episode, Yapping, I went into it in more detail. But bottom line is, I was doing a lot of this YouTube stuff, podcasting stuff before. So I understand the game. And a big part of it is patience. I don't expect, thousands of views right off the top. I don't expect thousands of views. after a year of doing this or 2 years of doing this. It's a fucking grind. You just have to continuously build and promote. So hopefully this week, I get a little extra money. I'll be able to put a little money into promoting the Final Four and promoting, King of Queens and Gorilla Booking and just getting it out there so that way we can, get some eyes on it and get, not just good comments. I like the criticism more than I like the good. The good comments are great. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it when people say, "Hey, this is great. I love it. I'm subbing. I'm telling my friends." 100% always do that. That's great. But the criticism I look forward to because outside of the ones that are clearly trolls, sometimes people will say truth in there. So that's what I want more of truth. If it's good, say it's good because I'm the type of person where if I order an Uber and I have an Uber ride and the guy is just like yap 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 talking, just making my ride fucking miserable. I'm either gonna give a 5 or a 1. I'm not a person who's gonna give a 2, 3, 4. You either get a 5 or a 1. So if you do anything that's like just fucked off for me, you get a 1. If you just fucking drive and you just do the fucking bare minimum, you get a 5 every time for me, like 100%. Because I think it's petty for people to give somebody a 3. I'm gonna give this guy a 3. 3 for what? What's the difference between a 1 and a 3? Give him a 1. A 3 is fucking shit too. A 4, I'm gonna give him a 4. He wasn't perfect. So I'll give him a 4. Give him a 5. Who gives a shit? It's not, there isn't that big of a difference. So you should always, here's your friendly server error 405 Uber tip of the day, since I don't have a vehicle. And that's kind of how I move around, how my girl moves around. If the ride is cool, you had no issues, give him a 5. If you didn't like that motherfucker and that dude or female, whoever it is, male or female, if they did some dumb shit, 1. If you felt some type of way about that ride, 1. But if you got picked up, got taken to your destination, you made it there on time, you were safe, no issues, the dude wasn't speeding, the dude wasn't talking your ear off, there was no problems whatsoever. 5. Like, don't fucking bullshit, man. 5 and 1. So that's what I'm expecting with, YouTube comments. Give it to me straight. Don't bullshit me. And by the way, speaking of don't bullshit me, I was watching Total Recall, the original, with my girlfriend yesterday. And it all started because, let me take a sip. Cheers. It started because we watched the episode of Rick and Morty. And it had the episode where Morty and Summer, I think it was last season's, Morty and Summer got merged together. And Morty was like in the stomach and was like, free your mind. And I can't, and I'm on the spot trying to just think of the name. I can't remember the name, but whatever that name was, like not gulag or I can't remember. But if you're a Total Recall fan, you know what I'm talking about. And everyone in that whole episode was like, "Oh, you got fucking the." I'm gonna look it up. Hold on, hold on. I'm looking it up because I don't want to keep fucking uh going to that fucking part and not knowing that name. Uh, let's see, Guado, Aguado, Quato, Guado. So when Morty, when Rick sees Summer and Morty, he said, "Oh, you got a Guado," and no, no one knew what it was uh, at all. I did because I watched Total Recall back in 1990. My girl had no idea. And she's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh, it's from Total Recall." And she's like, "I never watched them." Like, you never Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, never watched it. So I was like, "Okay, bet." Turned off Rick and Morty. Turned on Total Recall. She watched it, and she really liked it. And honestly, Total Recall wasn't that bad. It wasn't a bad movie. Here's the thing that I really didn't remember. That movie is very graphic and gory. I don't I don't remember it being so fucking graphic. Like, it's over the top. And I'm not talking like when they're out there in Mars and they don't have any helmet on or whatever, their eyes like and they're just looking crazy. I'm talking to like when they're shooting each other, they're fighting, they're stabbing. Like it's way more gory than I thought it was for a 1990 movie. It was pretty strong. Like, if you don't believe me, pick a day and watch that movie. That shit was fucking crazy to me. And I even told my girl, I'm like, I was what? When 1990, I was 16. I was like 16 when that movie came out. Yeah, I know I'm old, motherfucker. Fuck off. Um, I don't remember it being that fucking gory, but I remember enjoying it and then watching it again years later because I don't think I watched that movie so long. I never watched the remake. I think Colin Farrell was in a remake, I believe. I don't think it was a sequel. I think it was a remake. I never watched that. But yeah, so that's what started watching. That's what got her starting to watch Total Recall, just an episode of Rick and Morty. So thanks, Rick and Morty. Um, and we jumped to Rick and Morty from talking about podcasting and promoting to Quados or whatever, Rick and Morty. Um, yeah, I this is what happens with the show. This is when the shit goes off the rails for me mentally. I get on one thing and I get on something else, and the show's properly named. It's Yappin. So I'm just fucking yapping. I don't think I'm gonna yap too long, honestly. I think I'm gonna keep it kind of short and sweet. But the one thing I did want to go back to was Discord. So trying to bring new people into the Discord. I've been trying to do that because I'm very patient on everything else, and we're going to be promoting. We're going to be building things up. So I'm in it for the long haul with these guys. I love the guys in the Final Four. I think it's a great group. I think we're a good fit for what we're doing. I just think we just need to change up a few things and find an audience. And now we're getting into the fucking dead zone of sports where there's nothing going on. So literally the only thing going on is baseball, some UFC stuff that'll be going on, WNBA because Caitlin Clark just makes it watchable pretty much when she's playing or when my Sparks are playing and Cameron Brink are playing and Kelsey Plum. Um, but there's really nothing outside of other special events too. Maybe there's like a little boxing thing, but like the big boxing events not until like fucking September when Canelo beats Crawford. There's another boxing event in July, and I think Jake Paul's fighting this weekend. I'm not too sure, but either way, nothing's going on until football season starts. Once football season starts, then that's when shit fucking is ready to roll. So in the meantime, this is giving us a chance, the Final Four, to do different things, switch stuff up. Maybe you can find an audience and hopefully bring people over to our Discord community. So that brings me to this. Um, I put a message out to my Discord community, which is only like 40, 50 people. It's not like nothing crazy. But there are people who are in there that I've known, majority of them I've known for years. So it's almost like having like a really big group chat. And I like to see growth. I do a lot of different things in there. I created like the Lock League where essentially people just pick sports. Like I do it for every like baseball, football, basketball, whatever. Pick winners. It's all free. And at the end of the season, someone's a Lock League champion. They get that title and I post it into the server So it's like a whole thing. So it's been going on for years. So it's kind of cool. And there's like a lot of champions, a lot of different things. And I'm trying to mix it up, try to do like a survivor lock league. And, we have a cool NASCAR one, we have a wrestling one. And it's fun. And I enjoy doing it. But at the same time, I'm not seeing growth in the server. Um I don't see a lot of people helping with promotion. And I say that like how many people are in my server that are actually sharing any podcasts that I drop on their socials? How many people are actually sharing the Discord link to bring new people into the server? I don't see any of that. And it's frustrating for me. So it makes me think like, why do I even have a Discord server? Why do I give two fucks about this Discord server? I don't sit in VCs like I used to. I, you know, I just want to grow a community. I want things to be like exciting and something that people can like watch the content and then jump into the Discord and talk about stuff that they watched, as fans, and maybe can become friends in the community, and I keep my Discord open on my PC because now I'm using my Discord mainly as like DMs because I had the same issue with Facebook. Um, I'd share stuff, whatever, and I get like maybe a couple friends sharing things, which is fine, but no interaction really on Facebook. And I noticed that with other people that are posting things, they're not getting a lot of interaction. So to me, Facebook is like a dead app in a sense where if you're trying to promote something, Facebook is like the worst thing to promote on. So it's just like really frustrating for me. So like I'd probably say over a month ago, I stopped posting on Facebook, but I still comment on people's things. I like, I check out all these different posts and stuff. But mainly I use Messenger and I talk to like my good friends on Messenger, but I just I just can't post on Facebook anymore. I definitely don't haven't went live on Facebook in years because it's fucking pointless because you're not reaching a big audience. You're getting a big audience if you go live on like TikTok or um like even Twitter, but mainly like TikTok and shit like that. Instagram, you go live. I mean, who's gonna see you? Like, I have a small amount of followers on my Instagram. Who's really gonna see me outside of people that know me? Like, it's not growing or anything. If I ever go live on Instagram, which is every now and then, like I just do it for fun. Like, fuck it, why not? Let's just do it. Who cares? But if I really seriously want to go live, like go live on TikTok. But then I went live on TikTok last Wednesday and I made a joke about OnlyFans and then they fucking fucked my account for like a week. So it'll be reinstated tomorrow. But like come on. So it is what it is. So the point is going back to the whole Discord thing. Um Making sure my son doesn't wake up. He's kind of moving around. Try not to be too loud. I don't think I'm that loud actually. But I'm treating Discord like Facebook. I'm just using, like with Facebook, I'm using Messenger and Discord. I'm, just in the DMs. I check out, what people are posting and stuff. But before I was really like, I felt obligated to post, news things that I'd see. Like if it was something going on and there's a new movie coming out or here's a new trailer, I'm going to post that link. Here's a sports story, I'm going to post that link. I always felt obligated to do that or get involved in conversations. But now I'm kind of like taking a step back, not because like I don't want to be involved in conversations with people that I like talking to, but I'm trying to like make myself miss Discord because now I'm like I was ready to delete the whole fucking server and just be done with Discord. Like that would be like, you know, how I am with Reddit. Like I'm on Reddit, but like I only just promote stuff. I never use Reddit, and I'm sure I probably would enjoy Reddit more than I would Discord. But I I was ready to get rid of it. But I didn't because I know a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people like that space, and we'll see. Because once we get into like NFL season, there's a lot of other stuff that I do, and NFL season is like a big chunk of like lock league things that I run. So I don't know. I might have to do a thing where like if people want to play any type of lock leagues, they got to sub to the YouTube or something. Like I just can't, or just bring new people in because I can't just run shit for free and like, hey, it's fun. This is it. Don't support anything that I do. Just keep, playing in my server for free and just never like a fucking video, never like a fucking like anything. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm an asshole. I mean, I am an asshole, but I just feel like I do things not because I want things back, but at the same time, it's like if I'm offering you a fucking Discord server and I'm putting out all these fun things and there's people there, it's not a dead fucking server, but the only thing you do there is just VC. Like it's an actual fucking server that has channels that people are active in. It's not like crazy active, but it's active enough to, for people to pop in there without getting, added here or everyone. Like you can't just like a fucking YouTube video. You can't sub a YouTube video. You can't do any of those things. Like that's the toughest thing you could do. But if your favorite musician does something, you're sharing it, you're hearting it, you're doing this, you're telling all your friends, you can't wait. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, bro. Maybe it's just me. Because I think a lot of people are so quick to just like talk shit, but they don't want to put the work in themselves. So they want to bring you down to their level and just be like, you know what? Just keep this free shit around, man. You're overthinking shit. But at the same time, I'm building a community of hopefully people, you know, I'm building a community with the hopes of people having my back and helping me grow. Because honestly, if you get 20 or 30 people to stand by you and share like one project you've done, 20 people to like your comment, 20 people or not comment, 20 people to like your content, 20 people to be in your fucking stream, 20 people to just, share your content. You know how quickly that shit will fucking grow, especially in those 20 people. Maybe 10 people are really well loved and will share off of the strength of what they did. So then you're growing even more. It's kind of like that pyramid conversation we had earlier. But this is like the new way of doing it. But it's a way that doesn't cost anyone any money and it doesn't hurt anybody. So that's my thought process. That's what I hope for, but it won't happen. I'm not big enough. But if I ever became slightly famous, and all of a sudden people were, I believed in you the whole time. I believed in you. This is what you were meant to do. This is what you were meant to be. I don't know, man. I just always tell people if you ever see me win like the lottery, or if you see me win in life and I'm like doing well financially, y'all are gonna get a fucking cut because the people who fuck with me, I don't forget. The people who have helped me and my family, I don't forget. It's like I'm the lion, so I'm a Leo. and you took that thorn out of my paw. Like, I got you. I don't forget it. I may not have it now. I may not have anything to just like give, but when things go where I expect them to go, then you're going to get broken off pretty strong. And it just, but I need the help of people around me who fuck with me outside of promotion and things that I'm already planning on doing. And because I honestly, look, it all comes down to me anyways. And I've always done all this shit by myself for fucking almost 20 years. I've been doing this shit off and on for the longest time. And, it gets tough. But I never had anyone help me in the beginning. I never had anyone help me through the years when I was, you know, pretty successful doing the YouTube stuff and podcasting. Like, I never had anyone help me. I went through a divorce. No one helped me. It was just me by myself. I never had anyone help me through any of this shit. And I'm still trying to build. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to eliminate things that I don't want to put any type of energy into. And that's kind of where I'm at with Discord. If people ain't fucking with me, then you know what? I'm gonna lay back in the cut a little bit on Discord, observe here and there, but not really fuck with it. Kind of same thing I do with Facebook. I check my shit every day. I look shit, but you know, I fuck with Twitter. I'm a Twitter person. I love Twitter. I think Twitter is the best app. I refuse to call it X. I've never called it X and I never will call it X. That's the dumbest name ever for a fucking app. It makes zero sense. It's Twitter. Tweets. Like Elon did too much coming in trying to change the name. Like, no, bro. Doesn't work. You make a good car, but you got a shitty fucking taste when it comes to social media. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, look, it's a podcast. Very easy. If you want to follow me on Instagram, look, it's a podcast. You want to follow me on Snapchat, server error 405. But yeah. And I'm trying to get my Kick account together because I want to do some streams on there too on my phone. But I don't know, man. Like I have it set up and it works, but it's just giving me like the black boxes. So like normally you get that, turn your phone like you know what I mean? Like you have your phone like oh, there's my boy, by the way. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it right. Gotta get my boy. There it is. Look at that. Mr. Kindergartner, graduate or promoted, didn't graduate, but they get him on the cap and gown. Like, come on, man. You know how cool that is? Look at that. They didn't even tell us. They didn't have a ceremony or nothing. They just put pictures, put pictures. They just took pictures. They just took some pictures. It was I'm 100% sure it's picture day. But yeah, because picture day they did all that. So I'm sure that's what they did. But yeah, so basically it's like, you're taking, you get your phone and then if it's crazy, you go sideways, right? But it didn't change. It didn't change. It just stayed with the fucking letterbox fucking shit. So I don't know. But I think I'm gonna start doing more like Twitch, I'm fine on there. So I think I'm gonna start doing more IRL Twitch streams because this week we might be going downtown for a few days. It just depends on our money situation, but hoping that we can just kind of get away for a few days. So we'll know in the next day or two. But either way, I'm thinking about doing like a Twitch stream, like IRL, just in my house, just taking the trash out, doing the dishes, just the most basic. boring fucking shit just to fucking get back to streaming again. I do miss streaming, and the only reason I'm not doing desk it is getting close to midnight, so maybe it's my bedtime. But desktop streaming. The reason I'm not doing that is my internet here is running off of my phone. You see the little. Let's see if I can. Can't. Oh, wait. You see the little green? It'll pop up again. There it is. See the little green right there? Yeah, I'm using my hotspot. That's how I have internet to do any of these things. So every podcast you've ever watched over the last, like, starting from the first Yapping episode to the first Final Four to the first fucking Gorilla Booking, first King of Queens, all of those have been off of my hotspot on my iPhone because for now, we're not able to get internet here, like our own internet service. But I'm working on it. I'm trying because number one, I miss playing Fortnite. It's been a minute. I miss streaming because I enjoy streaming. And yeah, pretty much those two things. So I'm hoping that we get some sort of resolution. But for the time being, that's what we've been using is Verizon hotspot off of my phone. So there we go. And by the way, Father's Day, I shaved, and here we are 8 days later, and I'm like ready to shave again. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out if I want to just shave it again because I've had a beard for a while. And Father's Day, I kind of fucked it up a little bit because I like keeping it low. That's kind of like my thing now. I like doing that low beard, but I fucked it up like on this side. So I was like, nah, I'll just keep the goatee. So I shaved it. It was fine. But now I'm thinking, do I just need to shave it again? Just kind of go clean shaven again and then go. But it's like, it's ready to roll now. So I don't know. We'll see. Put in the comments below. What do you think I should do? Press like. All right. I think I yapped enough. Bottom line, putting a bow in on all of this that we talked about here tonight. Yapping is my diary. I don't care if people watch this shit or not. If more than one view comes off of this, I feel it's a success. So Yappin will always be around in some sort of fucking context. Some sort of not context, but in some sort of in some way, the show will always be around. It's this is my diary. This is something that I like to just vent. I don't give two fucks if people like it or not, or if they critique me. Oh, your show's too long, or it's too short, or what? I don't care. This is whatever. Um, Discord, I wanna miss it again. Right now, I'm kind of like on the fence. I've there's been good conversations since I've been gone. But there usually is good conversations in regards to sports, like good debates and wrestling debates. So I've read some. I don't feel like the need to just jump in and say anything like I normally would, just because I like being a part of the conversation and being a part of the debate too. But I don't have that feeling, which is fine. But I'm just not worrying about it like that. So I'm kind of enjoying my time away from engaging in just whatever. Um, the focus is on promotion for the YouTube stuff for the three main shows. Uh, Eventually buying some some promotional time from YouTube, which could happen here in the next few days. Um, because I want to build up a lot of these shows, the three shows, not counting this. This to me, it's like I said, go back to the first, go back to the first thing I said. The show is just the diary. But the three main shows that I have, I want to boost them up because I have an idea for another podcast called Stand on Business, which I feel would be really like really fun. I think it would really take off, but I don't want to just do another podcast and it just it gets like 3 views. You know what I mean? Like it gets 5 views debut. Like I want to see some views up a little bit. So maybe like in the next few weeks, possibly. But I want to focus on the 3 that are out there now. Um, I will say the King of Queens one has been doing very well. The first one had about 150 views. The second episode had about 50 views. So, that's an average of 100 views for the 2. So, and we do those every couple weeks. So I'm happy with that so far. So far, so good. And then, to be honest, I'm happy with Final Four. Um, it's just the numbers are just really, really down crazy right now. So that's the part that just bothers me. But I know we'll get in the right gear. Me and Joe with the wrestling podcast, we just have to get the timing right. I feel like we're going to be able to do more. I'm still working on getting guests for the show, which I think will help. But just being able to do it consistently, whether it's going to be a weekly thing, a bi-weekly thing, or whatever, So with those 2, it's just more of fine-tuning some things. I think that's all it takes, and that's part of the work. That's part of the process. So at the end of the day, if we can work on those things, we get the promotion out there. And if we can get a little small piece of the community to just be behind any of these things, then, we might be onto something. And if we're onto something, I share the wealth. I'll bring everybody else with me. You have a podcast? Come on, I'm promoting you. You want to be on? Come on, come on. Like, I'm that guy. There's not a lot of people that are like that. There's a lot of people who we all know that started up where we started, and they're bigger than what we can ever imagine, and they don't even want to give you fucking the time of day to even show up on your podcast without charging you money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. At the end of the day, you just gotta fucking do what you do and just keep pushing. If no one's gonna back you, then you just have to keep pushing by yourself then. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing. But hopefully people along the way will just see the vision and hop on board, because it's free. It's not going to hurt them. And, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen? So, but thank you all for watching. If you actually watched this entire episode without skipping, please comment. I'm gonna say a word. Well, actually, it won't matter because you could actually fast forward and watch the end and then put the word in. Like, yeah, I watched everything. But just tell me, I'll go by the honor system. If you actually watch the whole thing, just say you watched the whole thing. And share, like, subscribe, comment anything. I don't give a shit what your comment. As long as you're not breaking any TOS and that's between you and YouTube. But, fuck with me a little bit. I'd appreciate it. But thank you guys. I will be back. Who knows when? I just do these sporadically. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow. Gives a shit. I'm not gonna do one tomorrow because we're filming Final Four tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Look It's a Podcast, Instagram, Look It's a Podcast, Snapchat, Server Error 405, TikTok, Server Error 405, and I'll have all that stuff, down below. And tell your friends. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day.